This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
All right. Officially into the 7 o'clock hour, Power Trip Morning Show. 17th day of April. Libras of Zacho just got here. Maxo's here. Max, how's the TV show going, by the way?
It's pretty good. Yesterday, we actually had Zacho on. Me and Zacho had a KFAN reunion when I was on with Amy on All Day, the show that's on before our show. And we were just talking, and then Chris Finch was there. And then she's like, why don't you hang out? Then Zacho was there to talk about the Wild's playoff clinch and win against the Ducks. So we had a little KFAN reunion.
Oh, look at that.
We actually have Sam Morril coming on our show today, the comedian Sam Morril.
No way. I love Sam.
He's hilarious.
It's probably a good thing you're going to have him on the streaming.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Because his compilations on YouTube of him joining these like random morning news shows, like local morning news shows.
He loves messing with people.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Oh, it's so good.
Is that in person or streamed, Max?
It'll be streamed, yep. But he's coming. He'll be here tomorrow. He's performing tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So speaking of which, since you are streaming your show, is it podcast like where you guys can say whatever you want?
I think we can. I'm slowly pushing the boundaries.
If you dropped an S word, would you be in big trouble?
No, I don't think. Like even yesterday when I was on with Amy, Ant was on the mic on his press conference, and he cursed a couple times, and it was no big deal.
Played it. Nobody bleeped it out.
And even the producers in our ear were like, "We're online. It's all good." So I'm like,
Oh, interesting.
So we can have a gangster rap lyric segment.
Oh,
I see.
I will say it was funny watching because they showed the press conference feed just live and raw. And they had the podium, which is really just like a microphone holder. And they went to Finch. And then after Finch was done, they had to like raise it like 15 feet for the player that was coming up next. So just the height differences in between the players and the coaches.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys want some news?
Let's learn.
I got all kinds of stuff for you. I know you are a lot.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Yes. Thank you, St. Paul Saints. You guys like to keep up with what's going on in the world, but you also like to keep up with Saints baseball. Go to saintsbaseball.com and get ready to go check them out down at CHS Field. They'll be back in town very, very soon. And Zach will be down there very, very soon as well, dressed as Bat Boy. Super excited to see that, aren't you? Did we work it out with a certain television station as well yet?
Not 100%. I mean, I let everybody know that Zacho has found a date.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
I think that we have to, on our end, just make sure of something with the Saints as well, just to kind of like iron some stuff out on that end. But I think that we're good to go. I mean, it's going to happen.
Right, because I believe the plan is, right, the segment that he's on, there's no reference to why he's dressed like this, right? It's just Zach Halverson from KFAN.
Correct.
But the plan is for you guys, so your listeners aren't having their minds blown, like what the hell just happened, is the plan not to have somebody from the Saints on the segment after that and explain, here's what just happened.
Yeah.
Get to CHS Field tonight, and you can see him in person, and here's why.
I think that is the rough outline of how I think we're going to structure it. Yes,
sweet.
That the whole segment with Zacho is going to be just complete straight. I know, which might be difficult, but it'll be a little bit of a challenge for some in the room. But and then after that, and that was the thing, is like we have to pay off our viewers, because if we do our job and we just play it up as if like nothing's going on, then they're gonna be like, what the hell is happening right now?
Right.
So we'll go to commercial, come back, and I think we'll have somebody from the Saints just talk about what the deal is, and obviously we'll let the cat out of the bag. Yeah. Why do you have your thumbnail painted?
Oh, the kiddo did it.
Sure about that?
Girl dad.
Is that your Coke thumb?
She
Coke
painted
thumb?
the ace of hearts on my thumb, and she goes, "You probably need this."
Yeah.
So even she's trolling me with fingernails paint.
Wow.
And I'm like, can you?
Greasy.
She's right.
You give me another ace, 2 of them would be better. But
Do you have your toes done too?
no, she asked to do all 10 fingers, and I'm like, I don't need an entire deck of cards. Let's just do one. But she did a good job.
That
Ace
would
of
be
hearts.
that's good.
creative. Like you had like a whole royal flush on your hand.
Maybe.
If you could get one card tattooed on your body, 1 out of the 52, do you have a favorite? Like, what would be representative,
card?
perfect representation? Like the three of clubs?
That's what I get dealt a lot, is the 3 of clubs.
The Ace of Spades. Great song.
Yeah, most people think the ace of spades is the prettiest card in the deck.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I feel like it'd be a heart.
That's a little cliche, though.
I think red would really pop.
You seem like a Queen of Hearts guy.
You seem like a queen of hearts.
Great
Queen of
song.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Right, Hogs?
Yeah, play with it.
Wow.
Can I take a
I
guess?
don't know. Go for it.
Jack of hearts.
Jack of hearts?
I think it's masculine and feminine at the same time.
Yeah.
It can't. I lose with kings all the time, so I'm not getting a king tattooed.
Not a king of diamonds.
KOD? Not KOD. No.
The only way to see it is to go to King of Diamonds.
I'm fixing to make it rain.
Yeah.
Don't you own a jack-off suit?
You put a suit on to do that? It's a lot of work.
Very businesslike.
Hold on.
He's going to
That's
work.
what furries
Going
do.
to Men's Warehouse. I'll be right back.
I guarantee it.
I need a size 32 waist with an extra large zipper hole.
Maybe I should have her do that, though, for future tournaments. Just like she randomizes what she paints my nail, like the 7 of spades, right?
Yeah.
And then if I get dealt the 7 of spades, I just play it like a maniac, right? I just am like, this is the fate, the No Country for Old Men kind of fate thing talking to me. And she said the 7 of spades was going to be big, so let's go. And I just jam it all in there and lose and go home.
Everybody's like, are you getting ready yet?
I'd randomize it. Yeah, she picked the ace of hearts, but maybe I should just have her randomize in the future.
Yeah.
And this was like 2 days ago. So it wasn't even like I was on my way to go play.
Right.
She did ask the last 2 days, did anybody at work notice it? She's going to be very excited that you noticed because she wants a breakdown. So you're the first one that's noticed.
Well, I've noticed it from afar. No, I have not looked at it up close to really break it down. I can give her a real.
Yeah, I mean, it's ace of hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, she did a great job. I did not see the other A in the corners.
Just thought it was a heart, just a pink heart in the middle of my nail.
I saw the one A in the lower corner, and the heart. I did not see the other. I mean, it's really good. That's really good detail on a little thumb nail.
Yep. Why not?
Air travelers in Minneapolis will have another option to get to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Oh, Lieber spot.
Delta Airlines will offer flights to Nassau from Minneapolis, St. Paul.
If you want to go to space?
Yeah, that's right. The 4-hour flights will take off on Saturdays from December to April. Delta also announced new routes from its Atlanta hub to 2 Caribbean countries, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh.
You guys ever use that in your drinks?
Cherry Cokes are amazing.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. With that.
The best.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. No, this is good news for all the people that love the Bahamas as much as we do.
Yeah.
It's a
Is
great
that where
jumping off
Turds and
point.
Tacos is?
No.
Okay.
No, Turds and Tacos is much further away.
Okay.
What's Rosie's spot now?
And the crazy thing is, like, we've never done, to go to where we go, we've never done the Nassau stop. Mm-hmm. But I've been told that, no kidding, the flight from Nassau to the island that we go to is like 8 minutes.
Wow.
8 minutes. Can you imagine going through all of that?
No.
All of that process of getting on a flight for 8 minutes?
No.
It seems ridiculous.
It do.
It seems like it's sort of wasteful.
It.
Yeah.
Do they do like drink service at the 4-minute mark?
Maybe.
Yeah, why even have flight attendants?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, once everybody's buckled in,
I think legally you have to have at least one.
probably have to have one.
3 people are dead after a boat crash on an Alabama lake during a fishing tournament.
Oh, no.
Alabama law enforcement officials say the 3 men died on Lewis Smith Lake, north of Birmingham, Wednesday morning when their boat struck another boat.
Ooh.
Major League Fishing says the accident occurred on
MILF.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
says the accident occurred. Boy.
Occurred?
No, I'm just thinking about MILF.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Deep breath, Hawk. Deep breath.
and then the smell of fish.
Oh, deep breath.
MILF says the accident occurred on the second day of the Tackle Warehouse Invitational and that the third and final day of the tournament has been canceled. Man. They make money doing that.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
And you know those boats go real fast.
Yes,
if they were cruising at top speed trying to get to that spot.
Yep.
And they hit each other.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's
that
not
honey
pretty.
holes were right over.
Uh-huh.
Let's get out that honey hole.
They got like a 500 horsepower motor on a bass boat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just skipping like a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know what though? Like that's why I play cards, even though it's whatever. It's a roller coaster.
Because you're hoping to die in a boat.
Sure, but Ben, you got to play something that you loved and profited off of, right? Like you made a lot of money playing football, which is
Sure.
super cool. My main hobby is gambling, but it's poker, right? I get to care about it and then I get to play it and theoretically win money. Think about if your favorite thing to do in the world is fishing. And you can make a serious amount of money if you're a world-class fisherman.
Yeah, man.
It's cool when your hobby overlaps with money-making opportunities. Not just like going to craft sales and selling whatever your hobby that is, but competitive hobby. Like, I know a lot of guys, and they're degenerate gamblers, that high-stakes golf gambling, and they're not pro golfers, but there's handicaps, right? There's ways to gamble and make serious money by being just really good at golf, but not even close to pro level at golf. That's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Go make some money and do what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the great thing about that, unlike the job that I had, you can be a pro fisherman as long as you'd like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no age limit.
Good point.
I don't.
Yeah, good
Same
point.
with poker players. I mean, if you're good at 20 years old, well, guess what? You've now got the next 60 years of your life potentially to make money doing that professionally.
Man, speaking of long as you like in poker, wouldn't it be great to be in pornography?
Talk about shelf life, though.
Getting paid to do what you love.
Yeah.
Never work a day in your life.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Chris, it's never too late.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
The Lord made sure it was too late the day I was born.
Oh.
I got in the wrong
Yeah,
line.
but you know what? It'd be just like in real life. The thought of it would be exhausting.
Yeah. It already is. Oh, hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Back to St. Paul Saints for a second.
Sure.
On Saturday, June 14th, down at CHS Field, they have Taco and Margarita Festival, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
That's sweet.
That is your alley.
Yes,
you
it
own
is.
that alley. The Taco and Margarita
Is that
Festival.
without looking at the calendar? Is that a weekend? Or is that
Saturday, June 14th.
Okay, Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. 11 to 4.
That sounds great.
Just testing out some margs.
Oh, the tacos all day.
Oh,
day
A
long.
plus.
Is it one of those things where you just buy a ticket and you can have as much as you want, or do
That'd be
you?
great.
I think it probably is, man. Well, I don't know, though. All the margaritas
That would
you
be
want.
dangerous. I don't even
Yeah.
care. I don't even care what that price. If it was $250, I don't even care.
Oh.
Fine.
You're going to get your money out.
I'm going to get my money's
Damn
worth
right.
in tacos
yeah.
and margaritas.
Yeah, you're
Hell
damn
yeah.
right. You're damn right.
Man, margaritas are the best.
The best.
Sheesh, you better line up the Porta Johns, though, because
Yeah.
there's going to be some odd-colored vomit coming out of me.
Let's put all these stories together. Let's fly to the Bahamas.
Okay.
Get some margaritas.
Yep.
Do some competitive fishing.
Okay.
And then Chris can start amateur pornography.
Man, that's great.
Oh, the tacos.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what the series of films is going to be called. Anyway, and lastly, in the news, Amazon is testing its self-driving Zoox robotaxis in Los Angeles. The company's website says a fleet of retrofitted cars will be sent out with safety drivers to manually map the city before beginning autonomous driving later this summer. Los Angeles will be the 6th city where Zoox is operating. The name comes from a marine organism called a Zooxanthelia, which thrives on sunlight and is able to maintain a relationship with other organisms in its environment. I don't know why that matters. But anyway, they're operating now in Miami, Austin, Seattle, Las Vegas, and San Francisco. Yes.
Wow.
Not the same one I used when I was out in, where were we?
Arizona.
Yeah,
Where
Arizona.
were you going?
I
in
was to a
Phoenix,
restaurant.
right?
Yeah, we were in Phoenix. Yeah.
Was that Waymo?
It was Waymo. That's exactly right. Yeah. And it was really freaky.
The restaurant you were going to was off, Talking Stick Boulevard?
That's exactly right. How'd you know that?
Yeah.
It drove you right past that casino. You must have waved.
I didn't notice
Did you
there was.
wave?
I didn't notice there was a casino.
Oh, you didn't even notice.
And we did the wave the next day at the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about, you buttholes. Anyway, there you go. That's the future. And that was the news.
That was the news. Sauce, you'll do sports when we come back.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ben Lieber is here. We are 1 week from the NFL draft. We'll talk Vikings news and draft talk in about 20 minutes as well. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Tech.
Comedian and podcast sensation Tom Segura is set to take the stage at XL Energy Center for one night only this Friday, and we've got your last chance at tickets. Use the Talkback feature in the iHeartRadio app to tell us who you would take with you to the show and why your answer could win you a pair of tickets to the show. And speaking of the show, don't forget to join Meat Sauce and Nordo at the Twin Cities Auto Show this weekend. Catch Saturdays with Sauce live in the iHeart Hangout Zone April 19th from noon to 2. Get the full details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
I was going to hang out at the iHeart Hangout Zone anyway. You guys are going to be there?
Yeah, man. Noon to 2.
What are the odds?
I was just going to hang out, maybe get some mini donuts.
Really?
Yeah, they have mini donuts at the convention center.
Oh, yeah, and the Tot Boss is there. That guy wails.
Here comes Sauce.
Oh, that's true, though. I deserve that. Yeah, I deserve that.
Riding his little mini bike.
Oh.
That's a full-size motorcycle.
Oh.
Well, now it's a mini bike.
Now the tires are flat.
Oh.
Good, it's the Luther Tire event going on all month long at Luther.
Where's your helmet, sir? They don't make them big enough for that head. Billy Bob's making fun of you.
Oh. Billy Bob almost got you fired.
He sure did.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor. Let's go.
The Minnesota Twins won 4-3 in 10 innings last night against the Mets. Your Twins are up 3-0. They gave up 3, went to 10 innings. That is called extra innings, and they won. They are now 7-12. They've won 2 straight. They're off today, but they battle the 5-13 Braves tomorrow in Atlanta at 7:15.
That's Twins at 7:20, presented by Quantum Fiber.
I think it's 6:15.
Oh, I wrote 7 on there.
7:29, but it's cool.
Well, just in case people are, well, hold on. Relax.
Bop.
Relax.
Yeah, what's going on?
So you wanted to say that just in case people are going to the game in Atlanta so they don't miss the first pitch, that it starts at 7:15?
Yeah, I'm sure Bonus might be going.
Nope.
6:15.
All right.
Here's Rocco on that 10-inning win.
We did a good job stringing some good at-bats together. And when you put that together with very good pitching, and you put that together with guys making plays in the field, you know, you look around at our outfield, you know, has been playing actually exceptionally well out there. You know, Bader's making plays, Buxton's making very nice plays all the way around. The double play that we turned late in the game is a key play for us winning that ball game. You're going to need that connection between the defense and the pitching really elevates a team, and that's what we've seen over the last few days, and that's what I want to see going forward. It's been very nice.
It's been very nice.
Very.
Just the second time all season the Twins have won back-to-back games.
Oh, good for them. Let's go.
We coming. Here we
they're
go.
cruising now.
Sir.
And they're not going to lose today.
Nope.
Man.
Guarantee that?
Guaranteed. They will not lose today.
Good.
The Wolves battle the Lakers in the opening round of the playoffs on Saturday at 7:30. The Lakers are 4.5-point favorites. The over/under is 216.5. Play the damn music. I deserve it.
Patrick Thorne, everybody.
I'm Paul.
Your brick.
So yeah, that'll be fun. Can't wait.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this to stick. I like that. Just
Me
calling
too.
him Brick moving forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here, Brick. Oh, man.
Do you hear that lull?
Well, I thought
That means it's your
maybe
turn.
Maxa was going to say something about the series.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm super excited. We listened to Anthony Edwards earlier talking about it. It sounds like he's been really prepared for it, watching a lot of film, getting really hype. And I loved yesterday how he was talking about, I think they brought up the ESPN analyst thing that we were talking about the other day, Saucy, how not a single one of them picked the Timberwolves to win. And he said he loves that. He's like, I know nobody wants the Timberwolves to win. He loves that. He loves playing with that underdog mentality. And he's got his teammates hype. And I think one thing the Wolves got going for him going into this playoffs that they didn't necessarily last year is that there's more options offensively. Like last year, it was like it has to be Ant, it has to be Karl Anthony Towns. And we saw in the Western Conference Finals, if one of them has an off night, then it's going to be really hard for you to win. But this year, the offense isn't just all on Ant's shoulders. And obviously, he just gets his offense a little bit more easily this year as well. But you have Dante DiVincenzo who can explode it and have an offensive outburst and give you 30. You got Julius Randle, you got Naz Reid, and Jaden McDaniels has been playing better offensively as well. So I think the team has better options offensively, and they still have the same stout defense.
How many years has Ant been in the league?
I think this is his fourth.
He was the
Fifth?
first overall pick in 2020.
No, so yeah.
So he's in his fifth season.
Fifth season, yeah.
Does this strike anybody else as odd that it's like he's being applauded for watching film?
I don't know. Maybe I just never. Maybe I'm not paying attention enough. But I just feel like I'm hearing him mention it a lot more. It seems like he's a little bit more locked in on an intellectual level.
I guess either way, if you want to be one of the stars of the league, I find it bizarre that he's just now figuring out the importance maybe of intentionally watching film, not just casually watching. Because I know that I've heard the coaches talk about all the time, like they're going to have their film sessions. They're going to bring guys in. They're going to do a post game review if they have time in the schedule. They're also going to preview the next game, and I know that they do all that. But is it not as commonplace in the NBA for these guys to do individual film study with coaches on their own, one-on-one, or just on their own, period? Seems very bizarre that wouldn't be more of the norm. Because if he's just now talking about it, I'm like, dude, you're in year 5. Like, don't you think watching film and knowing what the teams are trying to do to, like, stop you is going to be beneficial in year 1?
It seems like that should be a year one thing. My guess is that he did. He's being more vocal about it now. I would hope.
You'd hope, yeah.
I would hope that's the case.
What was the Arizona Cardinals quarterback who was playing the video games?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Who was the
The guy who never opened his
Jamarcus
iPod?
Russell.
Yeah, right.
just blank tapes they hand him? Yeah.
Spent that whole NFL check on lean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, he did. I forgot about him. The play-in continued last night. The Heat beat the Bulls 109-90. They will play the Hawks tomorrow, and the winner will play the Cavs. The Mavs beat the Kings 120-106. The Mavs will play the Grizzlies tomorrow at 8:30, and the winner of that will battle the number 1 seeded OKC on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters in the Eastern Conference. I think Cleveland and Boston are both going to sweep 7 and 8, or at least gentlemen sweep them. But I do think in the West that I'm not saying that the Grizzlies are going to win. I do think the Warriors will beat the Rockets and upset the number 2 seed. But I do think the Grizzlies can give the Thunder some grief there and maybe give them a little bit of a scare in that first round.
Who's the overall favorite to win it? Is it Boston?
To win the whole thing?
Yeah.
I think it's Cleveland.
It is.
No kidding.
Yeah, the OKC Thunder is plus 165.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. Boston is plus 190. The Cavs are plus 700. Yeah.
I guess maybe it's just Boston's been there and done that. I don't trust OKC though. I think they get bounced in round 2. If they even make it out of round 1. But I think they're more than likely going to make it out of round 1. I think they get bounced in round 2. I'm not, and I'm a hater. I can't see this objectively. I'm an OKC hater, but
why is that?
I don't know. It feels like they're a good team, but I feel like the NBA has been pushing them down our throats. Like we're supposed to think that they have swag. Yeah. Talk about it, PA.
Yeah.
They have aura. Like these guys, they're good basketball players. But they're kind of dorks. I like the post-game stuff. It's fine. I'm just a hater because they're better than us. Really, that's what the key is. They're just better than us, and I hate it. Those bastards.
Zacho, the Wild will battle the Vegas Knights in the playoffs, most likely this Sunday. The Stanley Cup playoffs start Saturday with the Blues at the Jets and the Avs and the Stars at 7:30.
Yeah, controversial decision by the National Hockey League to not only include the Canadian and American national anthems before the game, but also now the Russian, which I'm glad that obviously Hawk is keeping up on that. As Cory, you guys were talking about earlier, it's kind of weird how we're just kind of waiting for the season, the actual regular season to come to an end so we can finally get the game times and schedules and everything. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Sunday, but nothing's official on that. And then you're on your own after that for games 2 and beyond. So, but
how about just in terms of fairness? Like, some teams get to stop playing Tuesday and wait until Sunday. Other teams are playing Wednesday and Thursday and then running it right back. How about just everybody ends on the same day?
Yeah,
that doesn't seem that hard.
Very weird.
Well, the problem is building availability. I mean, a lot of them share with the NBA, so
Do you believe?
that's the only thing I can think of as to why it is like this. But for a league that has had multiple days where I think it was like 2 or 3 days this season where they had every team playing on the same day, same night.
Do they have any rainouts?
Why can't they? Yeah.
What is the weather forecast for Las Vegas this weekend, Zachary? Because game 1 will be this
and
week.
sunny.
Sweet. So now
Why are
you don't
we
need to
not
go?
going?
Yeah, why are we not going?
Well, I mean, it could change. That's the forecast. But
All right, so you need to go just in case it
boots
changes.
on the ground. You know, that's somebody's got to report the weather in
Pants
this
on the
town.
ground.
Looking like a fool.
Yeah. Speaking of that movie comes out May 20th. Ain't gonna be good.
The Brett Favre bit?
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be
I'm
good.
going to watch, but
You're gonna have to.
it doesn't
Can't
sound
wait.
like it's going to be good for him.
It's not gonna be good.
No, it is not.
Called The Fall of Favre.
Ugh.
And it's not about Chicago playing at TCF Bank
Oh,
Stadium
yeah.
when they broke his head.
Yeah. He hit that cold ground
It's
real
terrible.
hard. Yeah.
Snowed like hell that day.
Yeah. Is that the game where PA was almost late?
I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was almost late.
Yeah, because
He was stuck in traffic,
Yeah.
man. It was snowing like balls.
It was, yeah. It was a lot.
What would have happened?
I think,
Joe Nelson, maybe?
or Grimm.
Somebody. I don't know. Rocket Club sang the national anthem that day. It's
Oh,
beautiful,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The NFL draft is 1 week from today. Your Vikings pick 24th.
And we'll talk about that after this break, I bet.
Can't wait.
I bet you can.
I can wait, yeah.
Yeah, you're patient.
Not really. But I can wait.
You want to do this segment then or not?
And we can do it the next one.
Good.
Yeah, good
I can
tease.
wait. Look at
you.
Good tease.
Yeah, a
I
couple
like
of good
that.
teas on you there, buddy.
Yeah, I like them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's flop them around when we come back.
Patience.
Sounds good.
Vikings news is next with Ben Lieber on the Fan.
Join the excitement at the Vikings draft party on April 24th at U.S. Bank Stadium. Meet current Vikings and legends, all while taking in the action of the first round. Get tickets now at Vikings.com/draft party. KFAN is your home for draft coverage presented locally by Heating and Cooling 2. Go to heatcool2.com to book your service today.
That's right. Let's go. NFL draft a week away. We've got the experts.
Should we discuss it?
We should. We got
Let's
them
do it.
in studio.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
It's a Radco.
Hey, Ben, yesterday I asked Sauce this question. Let's see if you answer it the same way. If Travis Hunter could only play one position, would you rather have him play wide receiver or corner?
Corner.
Sauce, didn't you say wide
I
receiver?
said wide receiver.
You went
yeah.
the other way.
Yeah.
Why are you wrong, Sauce?
Yeah, why is Sauce wrong?
Well, Lieber
he's
played.
not, he's not at all. He's not at all wrong.
Okay.
Let me ask it this way then. If he only played one of the two and never played the other one, would he still be a top 5 pick? Like, is he top 5 worthy and NFL level wide receiver by himself or corner by himself?
In my estimation, I think he's a better corner than his wide receiver. Like NFL ready, I think that he's a day one starter, cornerback number 1, wherever he goes, possibly the Cleveland Browns. I think he's a number 2 receiver in the NFL on day
potential.
one. With potential to be a number one receiver. So that's kind of how I look at it. Can he play receiver? 100%. Like, he's a very good athlete. Does he do all the nuanced things that I think that it takes to be a top wide receiver like a Justin Jefferson? I don't think he's there yet.
Do you think there's anybody on the planet that can truly play a full NFL game, just in terms of stamina and exhaustion? And like, how can they do that? Even if he wants to, can you truly play both ways the entire game at the NFL level?
I think you can.
Really?
I think that if this was back in the day, then I would say no. But with all of the TV timeouts and the breaks and all the things that we get as viewers annoyed with in the stoppage of the game, I think a superior athlete like this that has done it for a long time in college football already, I think he's conditioned to do it. I bet you he could play a full NFL game, all offense and defensive snaps. I'm not saying special teams. I think that's a whole different animal. But if he's playing offense and defense, I bet you he could do it.
You know the craziest thing about it, and this is just me being pessimistic, is let's say he is elite immediately for the Browns. Let's just say the Browns take him, and he's their number one corner and number two wide receiver. An injury to Travis Hunter then wipes two starters off the board from your team.
Great point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have so much depth because now you're counting on him two critical roles, right? A main corner and a main wide receiver. Man, you just can't afford to let that guy get hurt, which is going to happen, especially if he's playing the whole game.
That's a really good.
Yeah, it is an interesting thing because you would look at it as, this is awesome. We checked two boxes with one player. And both positions are of need for the Browns. And if you're really, really relying on him to be a consistent offensive starter, then I think that you're putting yourself in a tough situation because you have to have somebody ready if he goes down or he just needs a big break. I see him more as a situational wide receiver or a situational player on defense, however they want to use him. If they think that he is a number two receiver, then great. And if he wants to play a little bit of defense because he's already put the threat out there that I'm going to quit football unless I can play both positions. If you want to satisfy that a little bit, then I can see him situationally in the red zone or something like that for either side. Like, okay, you'll be a red zone corner for us, or, maybe a third down corner for us, or a third down wide receiver, or red zone or goal line receiver for us. So, like, I think there's ways that he can be satisfied by playing both ways, but just not 100%.
All right, one last thing on Travis Hunter before we can focus on the Vikings in 24 overall and the rest of your thoughts on the draft that's a week away. Think of, let's say, a best case scenario for Travis Hunter. Let's say he ends up being a top 5 NFL wide receiver and a top 5 NFL corner. What the hell would you pay him?
That's a great point.
Because right now we just saw, if you're a top 5 NFL wide receiver, you're making $35 million plus a year. But what if you go to the negotiating table and you're like, that's cool. That's if I just do that. I'm also a top 5 corner. What the hell would you even pay a guy like this?
If he was a Pro Bowler
at both.
He's in the $50 million
That's
range.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's so much upside to it to drafting a guy like this, but there's actually a couple of really unique concerns as well. Even if he does well, he's like, man, we got a couple of problems here. You might save money, also might spend more money. It's what a weird dynamic for something that we really haven't ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Stingley makes $30 million a year, right? So you got that,
and he has 0 touchdowns on offense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He
Who
might
knows,
be a
man?
$60 million player.
Yeah.
You guys are going to do your podcast after the show. You're going to break down all things draft. We'll do the Power Trip mock draft a week from today, all the way through 24 to learn who the Vikings are going to take. 1 week out, though, what are you feeling for the Vikings specifically?
I mean, I'm very excited for what they've got going on, and like we kind of talked about earlier, it is wide open, and I hate that we can't necessarily narrow down. It was different last year when we all had a good idea that we were going to go quarterback. Then the debate was, well, which quarterback is going to be available, and of those available quarterbacks, which one do we like the most? That was fun in its own right. And it does seem like a shotgun approach where all of us as analysts are saying, like, well, they could go offensive line, they could go defense. And like, it's not in an effort to be right. It's not an effort to look back and say, like, see, I was correct. It's more that really is the reality. The reality is they could go a lot of different directions. And I think the reality is for a lot of fans is we'd be happy going any one of those directions. If you feel like we get the next best interior offensive lineman, then great. It's a position of need. If you want to bolster an aging defensive line, which already in free agency, we have an old defensive line, outside of our edge rushers, which are considered outside linebackers, our interior defensive line is old. And I know that we're very excited about the acquisitions that we had in free agency, but the reality there is you have to get younger at that position. You have to find a little bit more youth and juice at that position and prepare for the future. Same thing at safety. We all love Harrison Smith. We all know this is probably his last year. And who's to say that Theo Jackson is going to be the guy that's going to be opposite him, even though he got a little bit of money to do that. And then plus, I know that we added some guys at corner, but a bunch of these guys, including Isaiah Rodgers, a lot of fans were like, who? Who's this guy? Right. Not a big name guy. Could be great, but not exactly exciting a lot of people. And so I think any one of those positions we'd be happy with. And then who knows? I mean, my gosh, if Omari and Hampton falls to 24 and they're like, we're going to take a really good running back, you're like, oh, okay,
sweet.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Sweet. We'll figure out what we do at offensive line, maybe via free agency afterwards, or maybe that pick 97, we go offensive line, because there's going to be some offensive linemen that are in that range. There's a guy to West Virginia that looks pretty good, slotted late second round, early third round that could fit and could be a starter. So, I saw, I'll get your thoughts on this too, and we'll break it down in the podcast, but it is sort of that route. I mean, I don't think that you can nobody has any confidence right now saying like, nope, we're going to target these two guys at this position at offensive line only. You can't do that.
And the thing you run into with, being at pick 24, only having 4 picks, is if you go like on, NFL.com or ESPN.com or whoever does team draft needs. On NFL.com, every team in front of the Vikings except for 2, their top or second need is offensive line. So if you want Gray Zabel, if that's your guy, if you want Donovan Jackson, is it Kelvin Banks, the tackle from Texas, maybe fall to you there? You have to dodge a bunch of teams with no way you can move up unless you're going to dip into pick 97 or you're going to use next year's draft capital, which I would guess they don't want to continue doing, right? They want to go into next year with a full slate, 7 to 8 picks, right? So you're going to have to sit, like Ben said, and just wait. Is it safety? Maybe. Is it corner? Maybe. If you have your eye on, I think they really like Gray Zabel. There's a very good chance he could go 13 to the Miami Dolphins. And if he doesn't go there, I doubt there's a very small chance he can get all the way to 24. So with making the trades you've made in the past and not having a lot to work with, you are strapped with just waiting. Could you move up, maybe jump over if that the Texas corner is there at 22? Could you maybe jump up and give up a couple of 5th round picks or whatever just to move a couple of spots? Then maybe you could do that. But they're strapped and have to wait at pick 24. And
to jump on that and to piggyback off that this is both a good thing and a bad thing when you talk about the offensive line, other teams' needs, and the guys that are going to be available. A lot of people think that some of these quote unquote offensive tackles have a lot of position flexibility and think that they're better off playing guard and sliding inside in the NFL. So we're talking even Will Campbell, probably the top offensive lineman on the board right now from LSU. If you read some of these, quote unquote experts on this, some people think they're like, well, his deficiencies can be hidden if he slides down on the inside. And it sounds like he's open to doing that. So if there are teams above us that are looking for offensive tackles, offensive guards, well, Will Campbell, he could be a guard, so you can't throw him out of the question for some of these teams. Membu, he could be a guard as well out of Missouri. Kelvin Banks out of Texas can be a guard. The only true tackle right now is probably Josh Simmons from Ohio State. And so when you're looking at team needs above us and below us, these guys could fly off the draft board just because of their position flexibility. And the teams are like, well, super talented. We'll just kind of figure it out and figure out what's best for him when he gets here.
And the tackle for Ohio State got hurt, and Donovan Jackson moved in and played a little bit of left tackle.
Correct.
So more to your point, he has a ton of flexibility on that, and women on the offensive line.
Will Campbell, the betting favorite to go fourth overall at minus 225 to the Patriots. So starting to be a heavy favorite to go fourth.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Well, like you said, who knows, right? There's always a surprise or two.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think for sure he'll be gone. I guess my point is, like, don't look at these offensive linemen as like he's just a tackle. Just because Will Campbell played 3 years, started 3 years at left tackle, doesn't mean that he can't, for the Patriots, slide on the inside. So if you are at home looking at team needs, and you're like, well, they need a tackle and we need a guard, so we can maybe move this guy over. Like, they all sort of have position flexibility. So I would just look at, does a team above us have an offensive line need, not necessarily guard or tackle, because a lot of these guys can play both.
According to DraftKings, the top 7 players are all minus favorites. For example, Cam Ward, minus 20,000 to go number 1. So it's a lock.
He's almost, he's
Travis Hunter is minus 350 to go second to the Browns. Abdul Carter, minus 300 to go third to the Giants. Mm-hmm. Will Campbell, like I just mentioned, to the Patriots, fourth. Michigan defensive tackle Mason Graham is a minus 130 favorite to the Jags.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty, minus 125 to go sixth to the Raiders. Membu, the offensive tackle from Missouri that you just mentioned, Ben, is a minus 115 favorite to go seventh to the Jets. Then the first time it's a plus is Jalen Walker, plus 150. The linebacker out of Georgia, 8th to the Panthers. And then Shadir Sanders is plus 200 or 2-1.
What am I supposed
ninth
to
to the
do?
Saints. So the first 7 are somewhat heavy favorites and, not locked in, but they're betting favorites to go 1 through 7. We'll see.
What are you going to do?
Any problems with those 7 specifically?
I
You like
feel
all 7 of those?
I feel like those are all pretty much locked in, and that's fine. But I think after that, it gets really interesting, because you can go, if that's the way it goes, then some of these teams are just taking best available, and they're not. That means that these other edge defenders, some of these defensive tackles, some of these cornerbacks, although it's more top heavy in the cornerback room, those guys will start to slide a little bit. And then again, that gets real interesting for the Vikings, because then it's like, whoa, we could have a guy that's maybe on people's top 50 board. He could be a top, 12 player that slides down to 24.
I had no idea.
Outside of Hunter, is this a bad wide receiver draft?
Yeah, it's not great.
Yes, not
There's
great,
there's still a lot of question marks about Ted McMillan as well. I mean, he's the number 1 true wide receiver out there, and a lot of people are questioning his love of football, which is not a good thing to question.
Especially a week out.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Fan 5 in a second. Headlines later. More with Ben Lieber and the rest of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.